And we got some breaking news here to the CBS Sports HQ newsroom. And yes, Team USA goes down to France in their Olympic opener in Tokyo, 83-76. The loss snapping USA's 25-game win streak at the Olympics. First loss in group play since 2004. USA losing to France 83-76. It was the USA up 74-67 with about 3.5 minutes left in the game. And then France goes on a huge 16-2 run to close out the game. 14 straight points at one point for France, who were down by 7 with about 3.5 minutes to go. But they rally and come all the way back and defeat Team USA 83-76. Evan Fournier, a huge three-pointer with about 57 seconds left, gave France the lead for good. And once again, Team USA going down to defeat to France 83-76. All right, let's bring in our coach. There he is, Avery Johnson, won an NBA title with the Spurs, also led the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals back in 2006. Coach Avery Johnson, how shocking is this defeat for USA going down to France?
Well, I'm somewhat shocked. When you look at the USA team, 3 of their top players just arrived last night, Devin Booker, Middleton, and Drew Holiday. And of those 3, Drew Holiday, played an amazing game, 18 points. He rebounded the ball well. But, Devin Booker struggled. Middleton didn't give him, he didn't even score. And it just looked like a team that's just been pieced together. Whereas the team from France, they looked like they had better chemistry, continuity. Fournier was unbelievable, but this American team, as one of my friends said, they were French fried tonight against France. So they have a long way to go. Fortunately, this game wasn't for the gold medal. They have a ton of games to play, but this version of the American team, they're not going to win a medal if we see this same type of effort. Kevin Durant got in foul trouble. So this wasn't their best effort. So they'll go back to the drawing board and see how they can get these guys that just arrived into the mix with the guys that's already been through all of the training camp practices.
Avery, you were talking about continuity there, and of course they go down to defeat. They lose by 7 to France. How do they work on some of the chemistry issues? We talked about the 3 players just arriving from the NBA Finals. Not a lot of time here. They can draw on the experience from the exhibition season when they lost the first 2 games. How do they go about correcting some of this?
Well, part of it is they have to get guys to play with the same offensive mindset that they play with their NBA teams. Damian Lillard is a scoring first guard for the Portland Trail Blazers. I didn't see that same look in his eyes. I saw him, trying to be too unselfish. They got to figure out with the starting lineup with Bam Adebayo, and when you look at Draymond Green, that's not really a good mixture of guys at the power forward and center position. You just can't spread the floor with both of those guys starting. So I'm sure their coaching staff is going to evaluate that. And then the last thing is, it was shown in the NBA Finals, if you don't rebound the basketball, you're not going to win. Milwaukee pounded the Phoenix Suns on the glass, and tonight France pounded USA on the glass. So we got to solve our rebounding problem. Get Kevin Durant playing like the best player supposedly in the world, and try to figure out a rotation. And once we do that, I think we'll have a much better outcome.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about rebounding. You look at the physical style of play, the physical nature of international basketball and also Olympic basketball. We're a small team, Coach Johnson. Not a lot of size. They're just Bam, and you got Draymond and some other players there. How concerning is it, our size and physicality over there in the Olympics?
Yeah, our size and physicality is a problem. And when you look at some of the other international teams, we got to remember this. All right, one, our USA team, they're not a dream team. The dream team is a thing in the past. All right, there's no Michael Jordan or Patrick Ewing or David Robinson or Clyde Drexler. That's a thing in the past. And then we got to remember we got to put some respect on these international teams. They have NBA players and former NBA players and stars in the European leagues playing on their team. Evan Fournier and Rudy Gobert are basically two NBA starters. Fournier had a heck of a run with the Orlando Magic. Rudy Gobert has played in a ton of playoff games with the Utah Jazz. Nicholas Batum, even though he didn't score but 5 points in the game, he made a big three at the end, and his defense and rebounding and experience is a problem. So we got to put some respect on these international teams. Look at Luka Doncic and his team. You just look all the way around. You have a lot of star players from the NBA that are now playing on their international teams, and it means a whole heck of a lot to them to try to win that gold. So we got an uphill climb. We can do it, but we got a lot of work to do with our USA team.
And you were talking about rebounding. USA getting out rebounded 42-36. Just two true bigs on this Team USA team. When you look at JaVale McGee and Bam Adebayo, we were talking about experience, Coach Johnson. Just two players with prior Olympic experience. How much is that hurting us, at least early on in these Tokyo Olympics?
Yeah, that could be a factor because we saw the last time we played and had a team. Kemba Walker really struggled, and some of the players that just didn't have enough international experience, and there's something to be said about that. But at the end of the day, it's still basketball, and we have three guys on our team that just played in the NBA Finals. Two of those guys won the NBA championship. You have Kevin Durant, arguably, one of the top 2-3 best players in the world. You look at Jason Tatum, a rising star. Draymond Green has won a couple of championships with the Golden State Warriors. We have a coaching staff with Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, those guys, Jay Wright from college with Villanova, so a lot of experience on the bench. So we can overcome our lack of experience by the depth of experience that our players have had and coaches have had both on the NBA and collegiate level. So long way to go. Nothing to really get too overly alarmed about, but we have a problem and we need to solve some of our problems before we start playing some of the better teams. We'll beat Iran. We should beat them by 40, all right? But some of the other stronger teams, we got to play our A game, and we just didn't have our A game tonight.
Well, glass half full, glass half empty. Going back to glass half empty, shot just 36%, 31% for three. Do we have enough firepower, Coach Johnson? Look, I know we don't have our best squad over there. There's no LeBron. A couple other star players are missing. This is not the Olympic, the true dream team from 1992. But is there enough offense on this team? We know they can play defense and we can lock up and we're athletic.
Well, I just think our better offensive players got to play, 80, 90% of the game. Kevin Durant can't get in foul trouble. We need his offense. Damian Lillard needs to play, like he plays with the Portland Trailblazers. Booker, all of those guys, they got to play, the same energy and offensive focus. So, this game, when you look at some of our exhibition games, we were kind of hot and cold in some of those games. But I think we have enough firepower when our better players. Look, we didn't get anything from Chris Middleton. We didn't get anything from Chris Middleton. Now, if he plays the same way he played in the NBA Finals and his size, switching ability on defense, and now you got Middleton and Durant and Lillard out there and Holiday and Booker, we'll have enough firepower, but we got to stay out of foul trouble. We got to make some threes. We didn't shoot the ball well from three-point line. And this is a shorter line. I know we're playing with a different ball. This line is a lot closer. So we don't want to overreact to today's game, but we have enough firepower, but that firepower has to be on the floor and out of foul trouble.
Yeah, you talk about that shorter line. I also think it helps the other teams, the other countries as well, help them hit some threes. We shot just 31% from three. Before we let you get out of here, Coach Johnson, Avery, you look at Evan Fournier, right? Game high 28 points, hit the huge three with 57 seconds left to put France up for good. How much of a problem was he? And it seems like he was pretty motivated. I go back to that playoff series against Boston, and remember, he did use the B word. Let's be honest, when he was talking about Kevin Durant during that series, he was motivated today.
Yeah, and all of our opposing teams are going to be motivated. You're playing against the USA, and you got to look at how, that three-point shot was manufactured. It was manufactured off a loose ball, offensive rebound, kick out, and a three. So all those 50-50 balls, loose balls, we can't be outworked. We saw Damian Lillard dive a couple of plays earlier on the floor to try to secure loose balls. So all those small things matter, but at the same time, the best player or the top two players, especially if they've had prior NBA experience playing against some of the guys on our team, they're going to be highly motivated. And so that's why we have to make sure that nobody outworks us. We got to play really smart, high, intelligent basketball, but we got to be physical. We got to come with that. These games are officiated a different way than NBA games. There's a lot more holding and grabbing. We got to think more old Detroit Pistons, bad boys.
Take it back to the 80s.
This is the bad boy Olympics, so we better be ready.
Take it back to the 80s with the short shorts like you used to rock back in the day. Avery, real quickly before we let you get out of here, do you still see the USA winning gold? We've won 3 straight in Olympic competition.
Yeah, it's going to be close. We have a chance, but we got to improve our rebounding, shoot the ball a whole lot better, get these 3 new guys into the mindset. They got to get in the room and watch a lot of film, see where they made their mistakes. And if those 3 guys that we added to our team could play like they played in the NBA Finals to go along with the rest of the guys and Lillard, and, we find a way to, for Bam to make his free throws, he's going to have to make his free throws at the end unless we're going to have to go with KD at 5. There's a lot of ifs, but we have a tremendous amount of work to do. Is it impossible? No. Do we still have a great chance to win the gold? Absolutely. But we got a lot of work to do.
All right, good stuff. He's our coach, NBA champion, and also NBA Finals coach, Avery Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. So group play continuing for USA after the loss to France on Sunday, 83-76. Next up is Iran, and Coach Johnson said we should win that game by 40. That game will be Wednesday, July 28th, 12:40 a.m. Eastern time. Then we'll finish up against the Czech Republic, another game Team USA should win. That's July 31st at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, the loss on Sunday to France, snapping a 25 Olympic win streak, first loss in group play since 2004.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.